Hey everyone, this is Sunday with FBN, and I'm here today with Matt Meisner, who is the head of R&D at Farmers Business Network. And we're going to talk a little bit about the Innovators Research League, which is brand new, and it's super exciting, but I will let Matt talk about it. So Matt, can you give us an overview of the program? Tell us what it is all about.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Sunday. So we're really excited about this program. It's a way in which we are really testing new innovations on real world farms, particularly FBN member farms. So we are partnering with a lot of innovative technology developers who are developing new products for growers. It could be biological products, they could be fertilizer use efficiency products, it could be even equipment and hardware, sensors, really anything that is meant ultimately to work on a real farm. And then we partner with those developers to then run those programs through on-farm trials with some of the most innovative FBN members. And our goal in doing so is really to figure out how some of these products work. Right? There's a lot of new products on the market, particularly in the biological space, and there's often not a lot of data on how they perform in the real world. Right? There could be data and how they work on the research farm, in a lab, in a greenhouse, but your farm is not a greenhouse, right? Your farm is not a research farm. Your farm is a real farm, and we want to make sure that the products that we're ultimately commercializing are going to work really well in real life. So we partner with the company to get the product, and then we partner with growers to test those products in large scale field trials and ultimately get really solid data that we can ultimately share back with members to help really understand what products work and where they work, how they work, and help you use them successfully on your operation. That's a high level.
Awesome. And so how does this differ from traditional trials that might be run out in the field?
Yeah, so I think there's a couple things. I think first of all is that these are very rigorously run replicated trials, right? These are not, hey, I got half an acre of product and I applied it in a little strip in one corner of the field, and then hey, qualitatively at the end of the year, I'd look out there and see how it did. Right? These are much more scientifically rigorous, where we will take the product and we'll typically apply it in alternating strips across the field, so we get that really good statistical replication and have really good data at the end of the year. Make sure we're not having confounding factors like soil differences or terrain differences or drainage differences or any of the other things that can affect yield within a field. And then we typically use a large scale as well, right? So this is typically run across an entire field, which at the low end is usually probably 30 or 40 acres, can certainly get up to be over 100 or even hundreds of acres. So we're really getting data across the whole field, replicating alternating strips across the field, maybe 5, 10, 20, 30 times, depending on the size of the field and the width of the equipment making the application. So I think it's really the differences from sort of trials we've done in the past is the rigor of making sure things are replicated and done rigorously, and then also run across an entire field rather than just a little strip here or there. The other thing that's worth calling out there is just how this differs from traditional sort of small plot ag research, which is very important, right? We're not in any way whatsoever saying that that's not useful or not valuable, but the key supplement that this has, and it comes at the certain places in the R&D chain where this makes sense and where it doesn't make sense, but it's really testing under realistic conditions, right? We're not testing 4-row, 40-foot plots where everything is flat and applied at exactly the right time, and everything is fertility is managed well. Like, these are real fields where there's variability, there's products that have to tank mix with other products, there's products don't always get applied at the right time, right? There might be weather that means you can't apply it when you wanted to, right? So there's all these different dynamics of testing on a real working farm versus testing in a controlled environment that I think are really critical, right? We need to know that these products work in the wild, and these trials are really geared at testing products under exactly those real world conditions, as imperfect as they admittedly may be sometimes.
Awesome. And so for farmers that are watching right now, why would they want to sign up for this? What would be some of the incentives and benefits for signing up?
Yeah, no, so it's a great question, and I think we've had a ton of interest from growers in the program. So I think the program is certainly resonating and getting a lot of great interest. I think first and foremost, I think the most important benefit is that it's a great way to test out new technology and get firsthand experience. We always want local data, right? I think understandably so, right? If you're wondering how a product works or how a practice is going to affect your operation, you want to test it on your own farm, right? Each farm is unique, each field is unique, and getting sort of aggregate data from, hey, this worked on a farm 500 miles away under different conditions, like just isn't that useful, right? You've got to know that data is from conditions that are like yours. That's why when we publish analytics on seed, we always personalize that to your soil types and your agronomic practices and in your region so that you can have data that's very local. But you can't get more local than your own field, right? So to testing something on your own field gets you really good data on how that product is going to work on your operation. It can be supplemented, of course, with data from other growers in the network, which is very valuable, but having that firsthand knowledge on your own field is incredibly useful. Um, it's also just fun to see how new things work, right? I mean, I think many of our growers are innovators, right? And leaders in testing new technology and being ahead of the curve. And this is a great way to do that in a very rigorous sense where you're really going to get good data on how the product works and know that you're really on the bleeding edge of testing new innovations in ag. And this has a huge impact on the future FBN portfolio, right? We care a lot about commercializing the best technologies based on data, right? Not just based on, well, we think this product is good, right? We want to know the product is good based on on-farm data. So by running these trials, you're really, and I truly mean this, right? When we look at the data at the end of the year, that's how we decide what products we're going to go forward with. You're having a huge impact on what products we do bring out to the rest of the network down the road. So that's, I think, really fun to be part of. There's also some more tactical benefits, right? So the product is provided for free. And in theory, hopefully, many of them provide a benefit. So obviously, you don't pay anything for the product and keep all the upside on any benefit you get. We also help out a lot with the trials, right? So this is not just a, hey, we're going to send you the product and hey, please send us data back at the end of the year. We have a team of agronomists that we work with who will work with you to make sure the trial goes well. They'll sit down with you before the season, go over the plan, pick the right field, go over the experimental design, make sure everybody feels comfortable and good about everything that's going to go on. And they'll also be there during the year to help in terms of being there during the product application in case any questions come up. They'll be there to help collect the precision monitor files that we really need in order to analyze the trial performance. They're there to help answer any questions about the product or how when should be applied, and any data collection that needs to be done, soil samples, tissue samples, root evaluations, plant assessments, stand counts, like all those things like that, the agronomist will do for you. So the workload that we're asking on you is really just to apply the product in the way that matches the protocol, and then work with us to promptly submit precision files after the application and after harvest so that we can then really analyze how the product worked. So I think that assistance during the year is something that really helps hopefully make the workload very light. And then I think the last thing is we also pay you for running these trials. So there is a financial compensation in addition to the free product and all the other upsides. We realize that you're busy, and asking you to add an extra step to tank mix a different product in or split a planter, come back and spray different tank mix and alternating strips, like that takes time and effort and mind share, and we're not we don't take that lightly. We know how busy you are, and really appreciate the help here, and want to reward that financially as well. So those are all some of the key benefits. I think also you get to see the analytics at the end of the year, right? So you get customized reports on how the product worked, any soil samples or tissue samples that we collected. We're happy to give all that data to you as well, so you can get some insight into how the product worked on your operation and any of the baseline values as well. So a lot of benefits participating, but really I think the key is just the fun of seeing new technology in real life rather than just hearing about it or looking at data from somebody else where you don't know as well how well it's going to match your operation.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, those are some great reasons. And if anything, yeah, just being ahead of everything else and having some insight on what's new and next is pretty cool. So great.
Definitely.
So the URL to learn more and to sign up is super duper easy. So that's just fbn.com/IRL. So I want to encourage everyone to go visit there, and I'll also include a link in the description of the video. But Matt, thank you so much. This was great and super helpful, and hopefully some more people sign up for it too.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Yeah, we appreciate it. And yeah, if you're sounds at all interesting, even if you're not sure exactly what the trial would be like, please let us know. We just ask a couple questions about a few things on your operation in terms of equipment and fertilizer and chemical practices, and then we'll get in touch to discuss what trials we have available in your area, go over what the product is, how and when it would be applied, make sure that it's going to work for you, and then we go from there. But yeah, let us know if you're interested, and we'd love to reach out and have a quick call and just see if we got something in your area that makes sense. But appreciate the interest and the time.
Yep. Thank you so much, Matt.
Thanks.